Hey guys, you are watching Daniel and Gian react, and today we're going to check out the official trailer for Daddy, which is being released next Friday, September the 8th. Looks like it stars Arjun Rampal, and according to the description, from the rough streets and back alleys of central Mumbai comes the sensational true story of Arun Gawli, a man who scripted his own destiny, eventually going on to become one of India's most feared gangsters.
Ooh.
Today, he remains an enigmatic figure, at once a volatile, power-hungry criminal for some, and the respected daddy, or a modern-day Robin Hood for the working-class neighborhood he belongs to. Daddy follows the intertwined fates of the world-weary Gawli as he attempts to enter politics and a frustrated police inspector with a secret history of his own. An unfolding jigsaw puzzle told from different points of view and spanning over 4 decades, Daddy is an unforgettable excursion into the Mumbai underworld.
This sounds like American Gangster, kind of.
Yeah. Well, it looks like with legitimacy, while like American Gangster, he never tried to go legitimate.
Right.
But let's check it out. Boom.
Oh, no subtitles. Oh, no, we do. Cool.
1970 में मुंबई की टेक्सटाइल मिल्स में ताला लग गया। इसकी वजह से लाखों मजदूर बेरोजगार हो गए। भूखमरी फैल गई और तनाव बढ़ गया। दगड़ी चौल में रहने वाले मजदूर अंडरवर्ल्ड की लपेट में आने लग गए। ऐसे ही बनी मुंबई की खतरनाक गैंग, BRA गैंग।
This reminds me of City of God.
100%. I was thinking the same thing.
Rama.
Is this did it say it takes place in the 70s?
Yeah, it starts in the 70s.
और अरुण, जो अलग ही मिट्टी का बना था। ये कहानी इसी की है।
ये गोदी का एरिया अपना है।
भाई को कौन समझाएगा?
उसको जाके बोल, हमारे लिए, उसके लिए।
वो तो मेरे को रिटायर भी नहीं होने दे रहा है।
इसकी पुरानी केसेस रीओपन करो।
चोर से चोरी किया।
सिर्फ चोरी नहीं, खून किया।
उसने दगड़ी को अपना किला बनाया। उसको लगता है गांधी टोपी पहनने से आदमी गांधी बन जाता है।
मैं भगोड़ा नहीं, ये मेरा देश छोड़ के नहीं भागने वाला।
This trailer is violent. How many people have died by gunshot wounds so far?
आप पर जो चार्जेस लगाए गए हैं उनके बारे में आपको कुछ कहना है क्या?
मैं निर्दोषी।
Is that this year?
Oh, that's interesting.
Didn't it say it's coming out?
Yeah, so our apologies. According to this trailer, it says
September 8th.
It said September 8th.
But the trailer said
July. So was this released already in another part of the world or part of India, and it's coming out in the States?
Yeah, that could have been a limited release, maybe.
Or,
I have no idea.
Yeah, is this like did it not get? I'm trying to think what else could have.
Well,
did it get pushed back? Sometimes it gets pushed back.
True.
Something happens.
Delay in editing, or they needed to do more special effects, or whatever. But I'm gonna be 100% honest. This is my favorite trailer I've seen so far. I know I said that was a gentleman, but this is the exact movie that gets me excited if it were to come out in America, because I love mafia gangster movies that are told in this way. Goodfellas and movies that are just done. City of God that you mentioned, movies that just take it very seriously and are brutal and are violent. Not saying I like the violence, but it's just realistic because it says based on a true story, inspired by true events is actually what it says. And so I'm curious, people who were living during this time, I'm curious as to what that was like to live during that time period, just as this guy was going around doing his thing, because he kind of reminds me of Pablo Escobar in the Netflix series Narcos, where he seems
he's a real person. The Arun Gawli is a real person. He's
Right.
still alive, and I guess he really is a politician.
And so it's interesting. I mean, to me, it's fascinating. Genuinely, I mean this wholeheartedly. Because if you look, we're looking at his Wikipedia page right now, and it says occupation, gangster, politician. So I mean, that's why I mentioned American Gangster. If you guys haven't seen that, that's a Ridley Scott film with Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe, and similar story about. Where was it? In Brooklyn? Was it? No, where was it? It's in New York.
It's in New York, yeah.
I'm not sure which part. Maybe Harlem. And he basically takes over, and then towards the end,
he sells heroin. He's a heroin dealer. He takes over the heroin trade in New York,
and he becomes big time.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the movie, he actually starts helping the police out to like kind of bust people, which is why it reminded me of this. But what did you think of the trailer?
Oh, I thought it was great.
I thought
it was
awesome.
brutal. I was like, whoa, this is heavy.
And no jokes either. No jokes.
No,
like,
no.
It was 100% serious from beginning to end.
Yeah, this is definitely not a funny movie.
American influence too, for sure. I feel like there's a lot.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm just saying though, because that's not a bad thing, man. I saw Goodfellas in this.
I mean, the 1970s vibe really like made me think of City of God, which is something. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's a Brazilian movie. It's all in Portuguese, so it's subtitled as well. I'm sure they have the version, but it's like
it's one of the greatest gangster movies,
and it's based on a true story as well about the slums of Rio,
the favelas.
And it was called the City of God. That's what they called the City of God because that's how terrible a place it was back then. But it takes place in the 70s as well, and it's about these two basically rival gangs killing each other left and right.
And there's kids involved too. Yeah. It's not just young adults.
Yeah,
like
it's really teenagers and young adults. It's a roller coaster.
This movie also reminds me of a French film called Mesrine I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't speak French, but the movie reminds me of Mesrine. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a 2-part film. It's a French film starring Vincent Cassel. Super, super good movie. If you're a fan of this, I totally recommend you watch that 100%. It's a little bit long. It's all in French, but man, it's a really impactful movie. Again, another true story based on true events. And, but yeah, I'm 100% looking forward to this. 100%. To me, when I see this movie or when I saw the trailer for Daddy, it didn't even feel like, oh, this is an Indian movie. It's just a gangster movie, which for me is really cool because it just goes to show you that this is a human thing for gangsters to exist. Because stories like this happen in India, they happen in France, they happen in New York, they happen everywhere.
Happen in Japan.
Happen in Brazil, like we were just talking about. There's a universality to it, which I really, really like. So to me, it matters that it's Indian because it's another perspective, 100%. But at its heart, it seems like this similar story. My one question for this video is, why Daddy? Because in America, the connotation for Daddy is a little bit more sexualized.
Well, they were calling him Daddy.
Right, but I'm just saying, does it have the same meaning in India, or does Daddy mean something else?
Well, I mean, we can't pick it up from the trailer, but from the description, if he was seen as a Robin Hood type figure, so he was taking care of the poor people, and that's probably has to do with it, you know?
But you'd say Dad in America, not Daddy.
Yeah.
Daddy has a little bit of a weird connotation here. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's not the same for us. That's for sure.
But we've also had weird names too, like Baby. What's the dude in the 30s, the American gangster, Babyface or whatever his name? I forgot. He was like with an Al Capone's group. I think I'm forgetting right now. I usually know this stuff, but Babyface, something like that. Anyway.
Well, yeah, that's one of them.
But it's because he had a baby face. You know, I don't know the whole Daddy thing. Again, it's reserved for pimps, kind of, in America.
Yeah, it's definitely a pimp thing.
Maybe that's what it is. But yeah, no, I loved it.
Yeah, and let us know if you're looking forward to this movie. If you're going to check it out when it comes out on Friday, according to the trailer.
Yeah, it might have already came out in July.
If you already saw it, let us know what you thought about it. And if you're going to go and see it, also tell us your thoughts because we're excited for it. We're going to have to find it somehow here.
Bootleg.
Definitely want to check out. Yeah. We're going to have to go down and buy it off a Mexican. I'm sure he's got it.
I'm sure he does.
I'm sure he's got it. Everybody's putting on flash drives now, too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're give you a bunch of movies. You can buy like
one flash
2,000 movies on a flash drive. Yeah.
Times, man.
Yeah. Technology is changing everything, guys. But anyways, that'll do it for us. Make sure to check out our other videos and subscribe, hit that bell, hit that like, leave us comments, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.